Friends, this is Miss Nicole here. Today we are going to be making a very creative craft with some very simple materials. So here we just have some construction paper in red, blue, orange, white, and black. And then we also have some markers, or you can use colored pencils, crayons, paint, whatever you'd like. Today we will be doing a David Bowie inspired craft. So if you don't know who David Bowie is, go ahead and ask your adult. I'm sure they know. But I will give you a little intro to who he is. He is a very important musician who kind of paved the pathway for music as we see it today. He was super creative and super different, and he wasn't afraid to be himself and kind of break down walls and expectations and do really awesome, cool things with music. And he was able to help a lot of people that way. So today we are going to recreate with construction paper and some coloring items one of his most famous photos. So if you guys want to stick with me, we'll show you how to do it. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to cut a white circle out of construction paper or printer paper. So mine is about the size of my hand, just like that. So you can go ahead and trace something round, maybe like a canister or a jar or a candle, something like that, to get a nice even circle. And then go ahead and cut it out with your scissors. I'm going to go ahead and find a piece of black paper like I did here, and I'm going to go ahead and put the white circle right in the middle. That's going to be David Bowie's face. There you go. You can use any color paper you want. I just don't suggest using any of these three colors in the background because then it'll blend in a little bit too much. Alright, so now we've got to make his hair. So I will be right back. We're going to make that out of orange because he had like a reddish blonde hair color. So this is the best color we can use to make it. I will be right back with the shapes. I'm going to draw the shapes of his hair on here, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it out. Alright, so here I went ahead and drew some shapes. So I'm going to keep my camera here for a minute to allow you to go ahead and recreate those on your orange paper. We have two shark fin shapes that are upside down. We have a football shape. And then right here we have like a half circle shape with a little bit of a point going down on the bottom. So you can make it a little bit more simplistic, a little bit more stylized if you'd like. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look like a pompadour with a little bit of a mullet, I think. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these shapes out. And then I'm going to put the face and the hair all together on my black paper. I will be right back. Alright, so here we have our hair attached to our very circular and shapely geometric kind of David Bowie creation. So I'm going to go ahead and focus. You can kind of mess around with which direction you want these facing. I think I want mine faced a little bit more like that. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and create his signature, one of his most famous looks, and it is a lightning bolt going across his face, and it is in red and blue. So if you do a Google search for David Bowie, that's probably one of the first photos that will show up of him. So I'm going to go ahead and create those on this paper. I'll be right back to show you what that shape looks like. We're going to cut them out and we're going to paste them to our paper. I'll be right back. So the first lightning bolt we have here is in red, and this is going to be the biggest part of his lightning bolt face decoration. So go ahead and draw a shape like that. It's going to be the same height, top to bottom, as his face. Okay, so it's going to need to be just as tall as his face is. It's going to take up probably 1/4 or 5 of his face. So go ahead and draw that shape out, and then we're going to do the same exact thing with the blue. The same exact size, same exact shape, and then we're going to layer them on top of each other and place them on his face. I'll be right back. Alright, so I went through and I glued everything down. You're going to want to go ahead and keep all of these little bits and pieces separate and not glued down until you've completed the lightning bolts. Just because you've got to put the lightning bolts underneath the hair and you've got to trim it to make sure it's not too long. So now that everything's glued down, he's missing 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. I think for this one though, I'm just going to go ahead and give him 2 eyes. This photo shoot had many different pictures in it, and one of them he has his eyes closed, and I think that would look really cute with our craft. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out 2 little half circle shapes to look like eyelashes. And then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a nose and a tiny little bit of a mouth. I'm going to go ahead and do those with my markers though. So I'm going to find my black marker, like so. These are just my Crayola Super Tips. They're my favorite washable markers. And I'm going to show you how we do that mouth, nose, and those eyes. I will be right back. Alright, so this is much better. I went ahead and made those 2 eyeballs. And then we still have our nose and mouth. Again, if you don't want to use the construction paper for his nose and mouth, you can totally do it with your Super Tip marker, any type of washable marker you have, a crayon, a colored pencil. You can do the same thing for the eyeballs. I'm going to go ahead and make just a cute little button nose right there with my marker because I feel like I like the look of that better. Button nose and a cute little smile. Here I have my orange marker. It's about as close as I can get to the orange construction paper I used. And I'm going to go ahead and make his eyebrows. Whoops. Made them a little bit too thick, but I kind of like the way that looks. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Cover over a little bit of that little lightning bolt to make the eyebrow. There we go. Make sure they're fairly even. And there we have our David Bowie craft. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I think it would be tons of fun to put some David Bowie music on in the background. You could totally paint your face like this super easily. Maybe if mom or grandma or someone you live with has some red lipstick, go ahead and draw it on your face like David Bowie. A nice little lightning bolt. And just have some fun. If you have some face paint, if you have, a hairbrush to use as a microphone, run around the house, sing the songs at the top of your lungs, and just have a grand old day listening to some great music. So I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. I know it's super simple, but I know people are running out of materials to use, so I hope that this was nice and easy for all of you at home. Have a great day and enjoy your time at home. Thank you.